reporting on the games you love by people who love to game. The MMO Reporter Network.
My mug has gone empty. Bartender!
I don't trust lip smilers.
Lip smilers?
People who smile with just lips. They're obviously hiding something.
Happiness mode engaged.
Hello.
Welcome.
Ready for action.
Happy to meet you, hero.
Glad to have you with us.
You'll find everything you need here.
Hail, traveler.
Wake up, you motherless Edens. It's time to go.
I'd offer the traditional pirate's greeting, but your spleen is better unperforated.
Listening to Guild Wars Reporter on the MMO Reporter Network, brought to you by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook download at audibletrial.com/MMO Reporter, and by Doghouse Systems. Choose your weapon at doghousesystems.com.
Hello and welcome to episode 193 of Guild Wars Reporter. Once again, I am joined by Hunter, the lovely Hunter.
Hello, aggravating Allona.
Well, you have no one but yourself to blame.
What? What are you talking about? I can blame you.
You choose this.
No, I do not.
And you are entertained.
Okay.
So, Hunter, what did you do in game this week?
Well, I did the dungeon dailies each time they come up, so Honor the Waves, Sorrow's Embrace, Citadel of Flame. I'm really glad that those are daily now, because it gets me in there more often than I can seem to convince people otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
And, I helped Hashtag grab some achievements from Torn from the Sky. She's working on getting mastery points for completing all the achievements, I think. To complete some of her masteries.
I went with you guys for one of those, right?
Yeah.
Right. It's not in my list, but I was there too.
I thought you would have read my list, saw that, and then been like, oh yeah, I did that too.
I had forgot.
There was the new bandit events, and I went out to one of them, and I arrived at the Executioner, the new legendary that comes with those events, and I barely damaged him and got credit for that achievement. It was really convenient. I did a few rounds of a bunch of different metas, Silver Waste, Dry Top, Orc Basin, Burn and Brink. Basically trying to get those currencies up. The Silver Waste currency and the Dry Top currency up, so that when I get to tier 2 of my Twilight collection, it's a little less of a blow to my wallet when I have to pay 400 geodes and 1,000 Bandit Crests or whatever it is.
Yeah. It wasn't... Yeah.
And I finished tier 2 of the Fractal Legendary back piece, Upper Bound, and I've moved into Unbound, and I'm actually, pretty far into that already. And I spent an hour yesterday trying to figure out the escort at the beginning of Stronghold of the Faithful with an improvised group. There was a couple people that hadn't been there before or weren't experienced in raids, and I was not much help. I'm not coordinated enough for raids, I guess, and a bunch of other reasons for not really being interested in raids. But yeah, that's what I've been up to. What have you been up to?
I am remembering other things that I did, and I was typing them in while you were talking. I PvP'd a bit, not an awful lot. I did some unranked and ranked. I think I was running about 50-50 for the ranked matches this time. They were both. I had fun either way, but it was pretty good.
I think we need PvP potions for the further exploration in the Guild Mock Hall. Mock's Guild Hall.
We do, but I also really like getting those potions and using.
Okay.
But maybe I'll do a 50-50. One for you, one for me. One for you, one for me. Maybe I'll start doing that. I, of course, did my power shopping on the weekend where I would just plow through some of the high-end maps for mats because I enjoy that. And I also, on one of the mornings where it was kind of quiet on the weekend, I finished 2 more chapters for the Heart of Thorns for the alt, going through, because I'm doing it with my warrior. We started doing it.
Which chapters?
I finished the signs one.
Sign cutting.
Yeah. Well, where you're looking for the signs Rox has left behind. Is that
it's
sign
called
cutting?
Sign cutting, yeah.
Okay. I actually found that one still kind of frustrating to find, because it's a big area it gives you.
And you have to be right on top of it before it lights up with the thing?
Yes.
It was even worse before they fixed the bug with it, and, you could be standing on top of it and it wouldn't activate. But yeah.
Yeah. I think it might still be bugging a little bit because I was right on top one of the arrows. And I basically logged out and logged back in another time to get it. I'm going to move my mic closer to my mouth. Maybe that'll help with the cutting in and out. That one and not the one just before Hearts and Minds, but I can't remember the name of it.
Bitter Harvest?
Yes. So I did Bitter Harvest. And I'm pretty sure I chose a different person from the path branches. And I'm pretty sure I chose a different one than the first time I had gone through.
Yeah.
Pretty sure. It's been a while. A few of us went to the top of Relics of Or's Guild Hall.
Yeah, they've got it nicely staircased out. It's not really a geometric puzzle, it's just a staircase, basically.
Yeah, they have stair clouds.
Yeah.
Which I really like. I thought that was quite good. It actually felt pretty magical being up there at the very top. And even though I had seen videos of it, of that area, it was and technically it's no different because it's still virtual either way, but do you know what I mean? But I guess because I could direct where I wanted to look, and there was that one outcropping in the distance that looks like, I think you and I are both agree that it looks like it's where the inner chamber where the egg is in Trier. It looks like.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's the right distance, and I don't know. I don't think there's anything like that actually in the Orc Basin map, but I don't know.
I need to investigate that one a little. I haven't since, because we just did. Was it just last night we did that?
You should probably describe what we're talking about. There's this peak you can see from the top of the Gilded Hollow Guild Hall, and it looks like it's in the direction of being over the inner chamber where the egg is, and we were trying to figure out if that's what it was.
Yeah. And Key in chat is saying that up there is the perfect place to hide pumpkins because she has taken to stashing pumpkins in our guild hall in secret locations so that no one will take them.
Just because I erased some so I could make some jack-o'-lanterns. Jack-o'-lanterns are pretty cool.
They are. I warned her why Pumpkin Island was destroyed.
She
partly
just replaced Pumpkin Island with the jack-o'-lanterns.
Ooh. The truth comes out. She didn't know it was you. I actually didn't know it was you either.
I thought I said so. Oh, well.
Oh, maybe. I had another failed attempt at the Shatterer because I missed it when it was the daily.
It's difficult to get a successful shatter unless you have an organized group due to the healing crystals.
Those healing crystals are serious business.
You have to have really good CC on them too. I think one of the meta ways to get rid of the CC bar is to get in a glider and bomb them.
Oh.
Yeah.
That might be. I was even finding my Signet of Humility, which normally melts break bars, did little to nothing against those crystals. So that was, I'm like, oh. Look, use looking for group. I did it 3 times today. That is great advice, Festy. Use looking for, anytime I have used looking for group, I've been very pleased with the results, so I should do that more. I'm making decent progress on Astralaria, which is one of the reasons why I'm trying to get Shatterer done. And so mostly I've just been going through and collecting items for the Cosmos. There's a few things I'm definitely going to need help from guildies with. Like, the one is the chest in the puzzle in Straits of Devastation that with the Azura Fricks, where you have to interact with
an underwater puzzle where there's like a vault at the end, and you have to like activate things inside of it to open the vault.
I tried to do it by myself, and it didn't go very well, so I went, meh. I can wait.
Spirit is like an expert at that puzzle and can do it by herself. I mean, it's been a while since she's done it, but I'm sure she would help you out if you asked her.
I think I think I need to try it. I was going to try it with like a a prismatic understanding mesmer. And just try to stealth through, but I was tired. I sometimes am saying Shatterer key because it's fun. I fraggled a few times. I fungeoned a bit. And kind of the big news of this particular what I did this week is signed up for raids with Mock because I really want to experience the story. Also want to keep it as low-key as raiding can be. And we have 5 people signed up so far, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I definitely... I'm not really looking for anything stressful, but I definitely want to experience this story. I've heard so many good things about it. The story's good, the delivery's good, and I want to experience it. So, if this is what I gotta do, it's what I gotta do.
Not sure Mock is ready for raids. Because...
yeah.
like, nobody in Mock tends to use meta builds, like, at all.
Well, and I am approaching this one a little differently. So I'm not going to go into it with Allona because I have a very set kind of a way I like to play her. But I do have 3 alts that I don't play very often, and I would have no problem maybe choosing one of them and gearing them specifically and looking up raid builds and learning to play them that way. Because I don't have a set play for them. So I'm currently thinking Thief, partly because I have my Thief has I have full ascended armor for medium.
Oh, okay.
Which I thankfully made when it was super cheap. Before leather went through the roof.
You don't have an ascended heavy? Because the heavy classes tend to be the easier classes to play.
I know, and I'm sort of torn because I also have a guardian. So I was torn between Ellie, Guardian, or Thief. And I know Guardian would probably be easier to do, but I'm kind of intrigued to see if I could try Thief and see how it goes. And if it's really not working out, I'll maybe look at Guardian.
Yeah, Festy is saying in chat that she went from Mesmer to Necro Reaper, and it's great.
Well, and that's the other option. I do have Jersey, my Necro, and I could try her. Partly it's just I don't really play my Thief or Guardian or Ellie an awful lot, so finding a role for them in my playtime could be fun. So that's why I was trying to. I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued to try approach it from that point of view, and see if I enjoy it, and hopefully, But that's all I did this week. That I'm remembering.
Right.
It's just a reminder that we live stream Wednesdays at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 6:30 p.m. Pacific Time at twitch.tv/MMO Reporter. You can subscribe to the audio version of the podcast on iTunes and Stitcher and Google Play and probably, I don't know, Last FM or any of the other variety of streaming services there happen to be out there. And remember to rate and review us so that other people know we're a real podcast. And if you have reviewed us on any of these recently and we haven't read it out loud on the show, maybe just send us an email and let us know that you have done so.
You sound kind of paranoid that are people like reviewing us and we don't know about it?
Well, yes, because we subscribe to a service that aggregates this stuff, and it has glitched in the past, and I'm concerned it has glitched now.
Okay.
Think we're ready for another attack?
From land, air, or sea, we won't be caught off guard again.
Report from Lion's Arch.
Long live Lion's Arch.
Patch Day!
No.
Yesterday. I will read it, because I am not as angry about raids as you are.
All right.
There was an update to raids, which we knew was coming, and the write-up states, the victory at Salvation Pass revealed the terrible truth of the White Mantle's return. Take the fight to the enemy and strike at their heart, deep in the Maguma jungle, where unknown dangers and powerful enemies lurk. All is not as it seems in the stronghold of the faithful, where the White Mantle's innermost secrets and dark magic fester. It's a race against time to stop the plans in motion in this high-stakes, white-knuckle conclusion to the Forsaken Thicket raid. That's a really good write-up, actually. I gotta say, not actually. That's a really good write-up.
Mm-hmm.
In the in the patch notes as well, they go through and thank some of the guilds that helped with the testing for the raids, and there have been some minor updates to the Spirit Woods and Salvation Pass wings. They're in the show notes, or you can check them out on the game updates on the forums or the wiki if you want to know more about those.
Yeah, so structured player versus player. The Heart of Maguma PvP reward track now includes Chak weapons, orc weapons, bladed armor, and laystone armor as options in the Mordremoth cache. That probably should have been in from the launch of Heart of Thorns. What do you think?
Yeah. I was a little like, makes sense.
Same thing with the Silver Waste PvP reward track, which now has Carapace armor box. Now contains all pieces of Carapace armor instead of just the gloves.
Yeah.
Yeah. Being kind of dickish about this, but yeah, it's a good change.
It's a great change. I'm very happy that they've done that.
And then gathering tools can now be equipped when double-clicked in the PvP lobby.
Now,
I don't know why that's important.
I guess maybe just perhaps people would buy them while in the PvP lobby and think that there was a glitch and that they weren't working, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
I could see that.
And then moving on to World vs. World, the reward track and participation systems are officially out of beta testing.
What?
They were working pretty well to begin with. There was not a whole lot of need for the beta, I thought. But
well, it's always better to... If you have to make changes after the fact and it's previously been listed as a beta, it's just... It psychologically sets people up that it could happen as opposed to you didn't do it right the first time.
Preempting the whiners is what you're saying.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, so they added the Gift of Battle item reward track and removed it from the vendors, which was a bit of a surprise to me. I probably read it back in April when this was included in the update notes that they were going to do this, but I don't know, it didn't register or I forgot, which sucks because I need a Gift of Battle.
Yes, we were... apparently we talked about it on the show, Celeste and I, at some point, and I honestly don't remember it. And I just by random happenstance, got the gift of battle last week.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, well, gosh, I'm glad.
I'm pretty envious. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hashtag, I believe, needs a gift of battle as well, and she mentioned how she had wished they had mentioned something in advance. Again, I mean, they did back in the April update notes, but it's been a while. It's been months. So, I don't know. I would have enjoyed it if they had said that. And,
Just like and they've done that in the past with, here we're just giving you the heads up.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about that this was going to come in at some point. It's going to come in here.
Yeah.
But
also, the daily achievement chest now award potions of world versus world rewards instead of experience boosters. This is important because we need those for the new guild upgrade. The world versus world potions.
Yeah.
Are you reading chat?
Yes.
What are you laughing at?
I was typing and not paying attention to what you said, and you asked me a question.
I feel important.
Yes.
I'm
actually,
an
okay,
important
I see
cog
what
in
you
this
see what you just stated, and now yes, I'm very excited about this change because I don't. Yeah, it's a little bit of a 6 of one, half dozen the other. If you're not trying to get the potions for your guild.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. The outnumbered effect now also grants 50% increased participation gain, which is a good thing because outnumbered typically just gets you like higher magic find. That's the only thing that I can remember that's useful about the outnumbered effect. So participation gain is good.
Yeah, that's
something more useful.
Really nice. Yeah. And for people who, that are really trying to gain the benefits and like work at World versus World, this is a really nice gain. Yeah.
They added a new guild hall upgrade, as I mentioned, and it's basically to increase World versus World reward track gain. A potion from the vendor, you go up and it puts a buff on you.
So I need to double check
what we need to upgrade the guild hall?
Yeah.
It's a bunch of
for
stuff.
that upgrade. Okay. No, really? It's a bunch of stuff.
Well, it's not just World versus World potions. That's what I'm saying. So there's a new reward track with the heroes' weapon skins. That's the unupgraded Mist Hero weapon skin. So that's good. I mean, it sort of indicates that they're still not planning on having another tournament due to that whole thing where their permanent numbers drop after tournaments end.
Well, and it also allows for people, like, what if they're unavailable during the tournaments, but they want to work towards these skins? It really just rewards consistent participation rather than big floods of people and then absences.
Yeah.
So.
And then the Heart of Maguma World vs. World track now includes check weapons, orc weapons. It's the same thing as the PvP reward track change.
Yep. And same with Silver Waste reward World versus World track. So, yep. I like consistency. This is good.
And there's the Provision Master now offers Heart of Thorns stuff, sigils, runes, that sort of thing, for proofs of heroics in gold. And then some stuff like you can get the max supply +5 upgrade is now the first guild objective aura upgrade that guilds unlock instead of magic find.
Yeah, and it's not because that's now the last guild objective aura.
Yeah, basically, you would want the +5 first because it's way more useful to people playing than a magic find upgrade. So they switch them around. Yeah. And then we move down through.
Well, I just wanted there are more updates than this. Specifically, there are updates for points and the tick timer, and a fair number of bug updates for all of the maps. And if you want to know more about those, visit the show page or the game updates page. There were a few bug fixes, first of all, but more importantly, I believe, they've added amalgamated gemstones as a choice on the Verdant Brink, Orc Basin, Tangled Depths, and Dragonstand Heroes' Choice chests. There was much rejoicing.
Yeah.
If for anyone who is creating or crafting one of the new legendaries that have come in with Heart of Thorns, or since Heart of Thorns, amalgamated gemstones are a thing. They're a thing that need to happen, and I think this is a good change. Like they've already changed how the recipe can work with the Mystic Forge to give a few more options, and this is again yet another option. So
they're pretty onerous to make on your own, so having a way to get them from the hot metas is pretty good.
It's fantastic. Hashtag in chat is saying that she got 4 of them yesterday by doing the events, and it makes people. It gives them the incentive to do, further incentive to do the events on those maps. So awesome. And then the last official point in general was unrest is spreading in Tyria. And actually I completely missed that note the first time I was skimming through the patch notes, and I even remembered thinking, oh, they didn't have one of their little toss away, oh, something's changed. Because it was so subtle, I never even noticed. Within there, we've broken it out a little bit more with some more information. There are 3 new achievements. You are sent in the mail in the game a bandit death mark. If you have this in your inventory after killing a bounty, a legendary can spawn. After killing the legendary, the mark turns into an exotic earring and you get an achievement. So that's cool. I've not done this yet. Thankfully, Hunter knows what he's doing.
Yeah, and one of the other achievements is there are 20 posters posted around the settlements of Kryta. And you can go around and tear down all 20 posters. I've done this. It's pretty fast. I mean, there are hints in the achievement panel as to where each one is, and you just have to like look at the map, go there, look around. Yeah. And then there are 5 new bandit bounties. You get an achievement for killing each of them.
And do they have names similar to the previous bandit, like something the something?
Yeah. Exactly, but I don't remember any of them offhand.
No. And that was it for general. Moving on to the Blackline Trading Company Gem Store, which is always one of my favorite segments because that's how I roll. There's a new Phoenix glider available for a very limited time in the style category of the Gem Store for 500 gems. When I first saw this just in the patch notes, a new Phoenix glider, I'm like, but there already was a Phoenix glider. Why is this listed as new? Because it is. The other one was the Phoenix Kite glider.
Oh, and you have that.
And I have that one. That's what Allona rocks. So I did eventually figure out this is wholly different, and it is all flamey.
Yeah, it's pretty good looking. It's probably one of the best wing-shaped ones, but I hate the wing-shaped ones.
I actually don't find this one overly wingy, to be honest. Like, I do find it to be more glidery shaped.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. There is a Heroes die pack, which includes one of the each following die kits: Timies, Glints, Lion's Arch Survivors, Lion's Arch Rebuild, and Lion's Arch Commemorative. This can be found in the style category of the Gem Store for 500 gems. That's a fair number of gems to be able to get regular dies, which is what I would get.
Yeah, you can get all those dies from the birthday die packs that you get on the 3rd birthday, right? So
true, but how many? If you're a newer player, you then have to wait 2 more years. Yeah.
Well, I've always never been a fan of the Gem Store die packs, which are complete bollocks. So
I buy them once in a while. Zero Kitsune in chat is asking how many I bought. None. Probably won't. Probably.
You mean definitely
well,
won't?
of the dies potential dyes that you can get out of this. There's not an awful lot of colors in them that I'm really hankering to get. So I probably won't. Probably.
Definitely.
Probably. There are new Black Lion weapon skins called the Privateer weapon set. They are available for... Controversy! They are available for 1 Black Lion claim ticket, and unlike previous weapon sets, these are account bound and cannot be traded once purchased. So, first of all, I want to talk about how they look. I think they look amazing. I don't think there's a single skin in there I don't like. I like that they look like musical instruments.
Do they?
A lot of them do. Like the horn looks like a trumpet. The focus looks like little hand cymbals, like ting 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 cymbals.
Oh yeah.
They're really nice gold. Like they're not like a really brash yellow, which the last ones that were kind of feathered with there were silver and gold. The gold in them was too yellow for my liking. This is, and then the wood grain with it is very rich. That's mahogany. Like, you know, it's just it's really I think I like them all. I like every single one. Now the controversy, there are a lot of people quite upset that they're account bound.
Well, that's okay. I don't have an opinion on how they look either.
Oh, do you have an opinion on how they look? Sorry. Just jump right in.
I was being passive aggressive for comedic effect, but you took it seriously there. Alright, I didn't actually think they were all that good, the skins. They were about as interesting as the last set, in my opinion.
I think they're better. But I also liked the previous set as well. I went and looked at it again when I was previewing this one. I previewed the previous one as well, and I like this one better, but I do really like the last one. I never got any, but that's partly because I'm kind of getting at critical mass overload of skins. Like, I don't have enough characters for them all.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you have opinions on the controversy?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they're thinking, exactly. I mean, it seems obvious that this would piss people off from the start. Like,
I've read people that like it.
Well, these skins started out as account bound in the early days, and then they switched it so that you could sell them. So I don't understand why they're going back on their decision to make them not account bound.
Well, and Zero Kitsune in chat is saying that they're going to stay as 1 ticket even after the next set comes out. And even though this set has come out, the Cavalier, that was the previous set, it's still available for 1 ticket.
Well, they've had other sets available for 1 ticket for long periods of time before. I mean, that doesn't really mean anything necessarily.
Zero Kitsune has shared a post from the forum. It was actually from a day ago. Reading this thread, we understand your questions and want to share a little information. This set is designed to be a special exclusive set, and therefore it's a little different than most. There are a couple other interesting factors that you'll want to know. The set is available for 1 ticket. It will remain priced at 1 ticket into the future, so someone who wants it now doesn't need to be concerned about it becoming unavailable or about it rising in price in the future. Other sets currently available are not account bound, such as the Cavalier weapon set, which was recently released at a price of 1 ticket and remains at that price now. In addition, we do intend to continue to offer tradable sets in the future. If you'd like to preview the new set, go to your bank wardrobe and filter for Privateer. We hope this answers your questions, and thanks for sharing your thoughts. And that was from Sarah Witter on the official forums. That's reasonable. Maybe they're just testing it. Maybe, I don't know.
I don't know. That post doesn't really say anything to me. It doesn't explain the reasoning. It's exclusive. Well, all of the Black Lion tickets are exclusive in a way due to their price and due to how you get them. Why would they make this change now? It doesn't...
I understand where people were concerned with it, like, and I'm not saying that like in a pat sort of way. it was not a huge issue for me because I don't tend to buy this. I will only buy skins if I actually want them for a character. I don't kind of buy them on spec to sell later for a profit.
Yeah, but is that what they're trying to get rid of? People buying them on spec for profit?
Sarah's post here on the forum doesn't...
She doesn't get into it. She doesn't really address everyone's
concerns. She does say that this is something we're doing with this set, and future ones will... This is a this set thing.
Yeah, but
for some reason that we may not know yet. Maybe they can't tell us yet. I don't know. But I'm wondering if they should have announced that first, maybe in the last patch notes, a quick note about the next set coming in. Not going to tell you what it looks like or its name, but this is for that particular set. We're doing something a little different, and it's only for that set. And then say do you know what I mean? Like it might have mitigated a bunch of concern.
Maybe, but for me, ultimately, I don't know. Ultimately, I just think the whole thing seems pointless. Like they created all this ruckus so they can have one account bound set for some reason. Like, I don't get it. Whatever.
Well, you didn't get invited to the meetings where this is discussed? Of course we don't know.
Well, this is the money-making arm of ArenaNet, so I get pretty cynical at their reasoning.
Well, gotta make money, yo. But yeah, as far as the look of it, I think it's a really handsome set. So there's that. And the final item for this is the crystallized magic no longer drops from Black Lion chests. Contracts have returned to normal drop rates. Mwah, bwah, bwah, bwah.
And then there are the undocumented changes, like the new golden fractal weapon change, which leaves a golden trail from the weapons. So they got an upgrade to the way they look.
Yeah. You know what doesn't have an upgrade yet?
What?
The minstrel.
Oh, the minstrel legendary? What is that?
Yeah.
That seems fine to me. What is it missing?
Footfalls.
Footfalls? No, you don't say.
Yeah. But anyway, I have a couple of the golden weapon. Oh no, just one. I have the greatsword. I haven't tried this out yet because I saw this thread on Reddit just as we started, so...
Yeah, so, moving on. Bobby Stein has commented on raid lore in the raids, and he just wanted to clarify a few things. He said, "It will not be necessary to play Forsaken Thicket or any future raid in order to complete living world or expansion stories. Raids do not gate main story progress." And he said raid stories can and should be thematically tied to Tyrion lore and enhance the game. He said, "If any lore information from the raids is relevant to storylines and other content, we'll make sure that information is available in that other content." And he said, raids present story in different manner to elsewhere in the game, and a number of things in this sort of line of thinking. And I just think he's sort of missing the point, because nobody is saying any of that stuff. Nobody is saying that raids shouldn't have a story. Nobody is saying that story is gated. Living story is gated behind raids. We're just saying that the whole... I think we're just saying that the problem is they've given some of the juiciest lore in Guild Wars to an exclusive club of hardcore players who don't tend to care about lore.
I would disagree. Most people I know that are raiding are really enjoying the story and talking about that.
Well, it's an exclusive
but maybe
club.
Those are the ones we know. Well, yeah, and that was. I agree, and we totally agree with each other on this. I think it was always made clear. I think that it's not a gating that would never gate progress. But for people who love all the stories of the Guild Wars universe, not raiding would cut them off from that, and it's the only reason. Because legendary armor, fine. Being able to swap stats on the fly, that would be hella awesome. So that would be that could be cool to go for that. But that would not bother, like not getting legendary armor.
Well, it bothers me. Maybe it doesn't bother you.
Well, it doesn't bother me a huge amount. Like, I kind of feel like there should be alternatives for getting that sort of thing. But it's more the story. And even if it's not blocking off... What was it I said the other day when we were talking in chat? It's kind of like... Yeah, we can go into the raids after they've been cleared by other people, but it's like going into a birthday party where all the cake's been eaten and say, well, there's crumbs lying around.
That's the worst
The
part
party's
of it.
over.
That's the worst part of it. Just get somebody to clear the entire instance for you, and then you can go in and pick up their trash and do their chores for them, and that way you'll get to experience the lore. It's kind of like, why would I let other people play the game for me?
Yeah. So, I mean, in the end, I've decided, what the crap, if I want to experience this, I just have to try it. And see and hopefully I can actually progress enough to experience the story. Yeah, Festi is in chat is suggesting an easy version, which a lot of people have suggested. Zero Katsuni is suggesting maybe a tour guide mode that just shows cutscenes and conversations. That I would totally get behind. That said, and for all the reasons I mentioned in the what we did this week portion, I'm gonna try it. I'm intrigued. I want to try. I want to experience the story. If I want to, as of right now, this is what I got to do. So,
okay.
Oh, and apparently WoW has the tour guide mode or the easy version, Festi. Which one? We'll come back to that. One of the other, it was also a surprise kind of secret change. In a way, to draw on the map now is a shift right click to draw, which it was shift left click, I think, previously, wasn't it? And there was a commenter on Reddit said, why did they make drawing on the map the shift right click? An ArenaNet dev named Evan L. responded, said this is a case of normalizing behavior between the mini-map and the full-screen map. This was needed so we could reclaim some keys for... stuff. It wasn't the intention that it go out at this time, so that's why there was no patch note. I don't know off the top of my head if the input binding system can support meta key and mouse operations, but it's something we can look into. And that second part was in relation to, there was a comment on the thread saying, is there any way that we can key bind to make this a little less clunky? Because there are people that have used shift right click to dodge.
Yeah.
Or something. But you're never going to, but there's a difference between shift and right click in map and shift and right click in the world. So I don't know if there would be a problem, but
I would say that he's referring to reclaim the keys for stuff. I would say he's referring to some sort of change to squad commands, maybe, or drawing as a commander on the map, probably.
Perchance.
That's my speculation.
It's a good speculation. I like it.
And
on to the anticipated drama.
More drama.
More drama.
Legendary armor has... Maybe I shouldn't phrase it this way, but legendary armor has boobies on Asura and Char armors.
Well, it's not the legendary armor. It's the precursor.
Yeah, sorry, precursor.
Armor to legendary armor. And there were a few different threads on Reddit about this. There were, I presume, threads on the forums about this. And a lot of people have been making, they dredged up the arguments from prior to launch, like either for Char in particular, 6 or none. Like that was the option that had been given at that point. And there was, I wouldn't say it was reaching a fever pitch, but interestingly enough, Mike O'Brien has posted on the official forums explaining that the female Azura and Char variants are alternately adapted from male and female variants of the armors, and this time it's female. And he asked if players would like them swapped out for the male variant. Actually, I'm going to just specifically, today is one day after release. You're presumably not that attached to your Char and female Azura female precursor armor yet. Would you like us to swap out the female variant breastplate for the male variant one? I actually commented on this thread because I have stated more than once on the show that I do still like gender differences personally between male and female, but I wish that in the case of Char and Azura, it was like maybe a blending of the two for what it is for the humanoids, just to make it a little... It's still different than the male. It's not a straight port of the male version. So it looks a little bit more female-y, but, you know, not just a straight port with breastplates and stuff. I will say that when I previewed on my Azura, it didn't look quite as off as it looked in some of the screen caps I saw from other... Like, sometimes I think dye choice really can magnify the horror of it.
I kind of think that a Char female would not accept a special armor set for herself, so that both male and female Char, in my opinion, should probably wear the same exact looking armor.
I would say that's more true for Char than it would be for Azura.
Yeah,
I would agree with that. Only because a lot of the times, less so for Azura, because there are times where I'll be looking, I like an outfit, but I don't like it on my Azura because it's too male, but I mean, flipping it back and forth is nice because it gives people options. I don't know. I know Key was saying she would like people to have a choice. Like, maybe for those races, do you want this one or this one? And they could choose for their particular... But then you have to start doing that for all the genders, and it gets confusing. But there was also... even though this wasn't technically part of it, there was the faction of people who are very upset with... Or not very upset. Who are upset. Let's just keep it regular upset. With tail, horn, and ear clipping issues. And
it must be extremely difficult and time intensive to include armors that account for all the ears and horns and tails.
Yes. Tails alone, I think tails there should be something. Like, even if you just make like a large hole, and seaming around it or something, just for the tail to go through. And tails move back and forth, so it may end up kind of clipping through a little bit, but it shows intent, I guess. If that makes sense. I'm a proponent for the armor. I wouldn't necessarily like straight up male port a lot of the time. I like a blending option. Mm-hmm. Something that is more applicable to their cultures is what I would like.
I mean, that's a debate that comes up quite a bit. So it's old hat, old news at this point.
What's this? Mespers didn't ride over the white mantle portal device? Do I know about this? Should I be rioting? I feel like I should be rioting. Too much bum cape, yeah.
Okay, so in other news, the White Mantle Facebook page has been updated. It hasn't been posted to since 2010, and
wow, I like that someone went to check this.
No, you can just when you look at the page, you can just scroll down a little bit. Last post 2010. And
no, but that someone went to check it recently.
Oh,
and went, oh, there's an update.
Yeah, true. It is an official ArenaNet page. I think Ruby is in control of it, and it's now updated with the White Mantle emblem. So yeah, that was weird. And there are new dialogue shout-outs when you're playing. Someone on Reddit made a thread saying that when the bandit executioner spawned on my char, it yelled Empire's name or something like that. And when I died and respawned, while I was running to the bubble, he said, "What the?" And by ash, blood, and iron.
Yep.
So yeah. And there are plenty of people in the comments saying they've heard new things on their characters as well.
I'm pretty sure I've heard things off and on over the years. Like, I've never heard my character say that before. But, yeah, it's very cool. I always like when more stuff comes in.
Yep.
There were... Oh.
Go ahead.
Is it okay? May I? Yes. There were 2 more behind-the-scenes videos posted on the official Guild Wars 2 YouTube channel. One specifically about the art for the Keep construct, and also the audio behind the Keep construct. And there's not a whole lot to say about either of these necessarily, other than I love watching them. They're about 5 minutes long each, so, you know, manageable. These are the sorts of things I didn't quite realize what I was talking through with Hunter while we were working on the show page, and I came to the realization that these are the sorts of things that have usually been discussed on Guild Chat. They'll bring people, they would bring these people on, these team members on to talk about their contributions on Guild Chat. But I actually think I prefer this delivery method better, because I find it, very, it's curated, it's a digestible time, it has really good production value, and there's no Twitch chat. Which, not saying you guys in Twitch chat are awesome.
Way to insult our audience, Allona.
Our audience is awesome, but the general Twitch chat, when there's thousands of people watching something, can get kind of bananas. So I really like these videos, and I hope this is the direction they're moving in across the board. I think they're great. I like that they're just, I'm interested in the art. Oh, art, watch this one. You don't have to kind of look through for timestamps or anything. And they can control the message better too.
Yeah.
Which, there's nothing, that's got to be comforting.
Do you require my assistance?
Ask an Azura.
Excelsior.
We got a question.
Yeah.
Today.
I tweeted something out, and someone actually said something instead of nothing, which has been the case for a while. What is going on with bandits, White Mantle, and dragons? Oh my. Gord the Norn sent that in. Thanks, Gord.
Thank you. And thank you for the awesome name. I love that name. So I have not unpacked all my speculation on this front yet, honestly. So I feel this is a great question, and I personally want to give it more thought.
Yeah, it's early days, and I'm not sure there's a lot of conclusions to draw, but...
Well, you know me, I can speculate like a house on fire.
Yeah.
But
and,
I'm not there yet.
Personally, I think the White Mantle Band stuff in the open world is leading to eventual living story episode where we take down Codicus, maybe? Hopefully? I'd like to see that story thread addressed.
I have heard people wondering, does Codicus play into this at all? And it would be like a really nice, close in the circle.
Well, I don't want to spoil
for the personal story.
So spoilers, but I think you should do that poster tearing.
I will.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if the bandits in the open world are tied to the raid or not. I mean, it's really unclear. I mean, it certainly seems like they're tied. Why would you have bandits and White Mantle and the raid going on, and then all this stuff happening in the open world? Like, but yeah, eventually, I think
they're
this will all tie
I think,
together.
I'm pretty sure that they've made it that there's a connection.
Mm-hmm.
But
so yeah, on to the tips. Since we don't have any other questions, hint.
You are subtle.
So Hashtag was saying the other night, and you said that I should use it as a tip, that she was using the looking for group tool to look for the endings of the various metas and hot maps and jump in, get her hero's chest for the amalgamated gemstones, and then move on to another map. That got me thinking about something that Festi from Relics of War was mentioning about multi-maps. So there's this thing called the multi-AB map, and basically you go into Orc Basin. You mess around until the challenges start. When the challenges start, you look in the looking for group tool for a multi-squad. You join the squad, and then you act as normal. You join the other members of the squad that are in your map in their group, because there's going to be multiple groups in the squad. So you look for the other people that are in your map, you move yourself to that group, and then you do the meta as normal. So once the meta is over, you go down and you loot all the chests in the bottom. But then, when you're done, you move yourself to a lobby group, which is usually the first group, and then you start map hopping. So you join a different group than the one you were in, and join in on them, move yourself down to that group, and start looting chests again. And then once you're done looting those chests, you move yourself back to the lobby and join another group.
They are so going to lock this down.
Probably, yes. So, Festi was quoting, like, ridiculous profit numbers to me. She is making bank off of this. And, yeah. So that's my tip.
I can't decide if I should or not. Feel like it get in while the getting's good. Do you think it's bannable?
No, I think they will fix it eventually, but I don't think it's bannable at all.
Okay. Well, you make my tip look really dull. Now, it was something I was actually wanting to have for this week's tip anyway, and I happened to notice two different places, one a Facebook group I belong to, and also on Reddit. People were commenting on the Iron Tailpipes bandana, which is a bandana, a head skin, which sounds gross, awarded by Riff Sootclaw just outside the entrance of the Lamprey Grottos in Iron Marches. And you do a task for Riff, and you will get rewarded with they call it a bandana, but it's like you wear it on your head. Scarf thing. And to do that, you will unlock all 3 armor classes in your wardrobe, and you could start applying it. And it's one of the only skins that are available like this. It's been in the game since launch, and it was interesting because so many people, the Facebook group that I'm in had a lot more comments on it than the Reddit thread did. But there were so many people commenting saying like they've played since launch and did not know this was in the game. When was it added? I'm like, well, it was in there since launch.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure even Wooden Potatoes had an early video about it at one point.
I blogged about it multiple times.
Yeah, and you've blogged about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I thought it was worth reiterating again. I got it a long time ago. I just don't really care for the way it looks, so I don't have it on any of my characters.
What, you don't want to look like an 80s biker?
No. Although now I kind of do. I kind of feel like I want to make a character that is actually the aesthetic. That would be cool.
You got the aviator sunglasses.
Can you wear them both at the same time, though?
No. Oh, right. No. Shit. Shoot.
Bleep.
Tales of Tyria.
I have a new hero, and this is, let me just get this here, by Mastery 2. And Mastery 2 said, I decided to make the Astralaria axe after work, so it happened. I didn't make it perfect. Okay, they're typing. It's like, I removed the clockwork in, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, it's an actual axe.
Mm-hmm.
It is an actual usable axe that they can...
Wait, it's usable? You could go out and chop wood with it?
Usable. Someone asked, let's see here, they were talking about it, remove the colors. It's sharp enough to cut or use it like a wood axe. Someone said, awesome work. Is this thing sturdy enough to take on some watermelons? And they said, no, you could chop wood with it.
Cool.
And they did a fantastic job. It weighs about 15 to 17 pounds.
Yeah, that's a bit heavy for an axe. Well, all the axes I use, but I just chop wood occasionally.
Yeah. And that the thread actually did have Terza Bauer commented saying that Jay Barwaki as dev that made the in-game axe. So that looks so amazing. Nice work. Oh, Jay Barwaki commented he doesn't have the ANET tag, but he says, I've been at ArenaNet for nearly 8 years, and this is definitely one of the highlights of my career. Thanks for liking my design enough to bring it into reality. So, yes, that's amazing.
Cool.
Yep.
There is a Heart of Thorns soundtrack episode of Battle Bards. Battle Bards is a MMO or video game soundtrack podcast. And they review and talk about music from video games, and yeah, they did a episode about Hot. And the Battle Bards assembled to look at the first expansion for this fantasy MMO and the evolution of the game's soundtrack from the Jeremy Soule era. The verdict: unanimous love for this incredible score. Is what their episode description says.
Yeah. So confession, I haven't listened to this episode yet. And one of the reasons I wanted to add it to Tales of Tyria was so that I would remember to listen to this episode. Because I really wanted to hear what they had to say.
It's not all about you, Allona. Come on.
Show page. I make the show page. And finally, the last point that we wanted to highlight in Tales of Tyria, the Gwen Radio is organizing a Pride March in Tyria for June 26th, 2016. And they say, the post says, Citizens of Tyria, you are invited to join us in celebrating Pride March Tyria this June 26th at 5 p.m. PST, roughly when daily achievements reset. We march primarily to show our support for gender and sexual minority players, some of which have found Guild Wars 2 to be one of the few safe places to simply be themselves and get away from the drama and politics of the outside world. Allies and proponents of equality are especially welcome to attend, as are those who are members of the LGBTQIA+ communities. My apologies if my acronym is less than current. The march route will start in the center of Ebonhawk and proceed until it reaches the steps of Radasum. Please refer to map located at, and they give a link, or see below. And I've included the map on our stream for people. And again, great.
Yeah,
I love when the community organizes. I think I'm going to try and make it out for this.
Yeah, any community event is pretty great. One that actually has a message is nice too.
So that is Tales of Tyria.
Yeah.
So thank you, Hunter, for joining me again this week.
Thank you for having me, Allona.
Yeah.
Doing
We
all the hard
mostly
work as usual.
agreed.
Sorry.
We mostly agreed on stuff this week.
I guess, yeah. Sort of.
Mostly. Yeah, less arguing. Thank you, chat room, for being awesome. You are the awesome Twitch chat that I love. I love this.
The awful Twitch channel that she doesn't love.
Twitch chat.
Twitch chat.
Yes. So you guys are great. And thank you for anyone who has downloaded the podcast or watched us on YouTube. It's, thank you for choosing to do so, and hope you had a nice time listening, and we hope to see you in game.
The Legion calls.
So if you have a community event that you would like for us to share, go ahead and send us an email.
Seize the moment.
And if you've got a burning question or for our Ask an Azura segment, just let us know.
I'm selling. You buying?
We have coupon codes for Doghouse Systems. Use the coupon code MMO Reporter at doghousesystems.com to get an additional 120 gigabyte Super Star Destroyer drive for free on their next build.
No free samples.
Patreon page. If you're in love with the show or the network, please consider becoming a patron on our Patreon page.
Thanks for pitching in.
In the very least, it helps us keep the metaphorical lights on. So check it out at patreon.com/MMO Reporter.
That fulfills my needs. Thanks so much.
audibletrial.com/MMO Reporter. Books!
Books, now with sound!
Knowledge is the greatest treasure.
If you want a free audiobook, you should go to audibletrial.com/MMO Reporter.
That's valuable.
So, Allona, if people want to get in contact with us, how would they do so?
They would email us at gwreporter@mmoreporter.com. Twitter is @gwreporter. Our website is guildwarsreporter.com.
You must visit more often.
Voicemail is 616-666-6778, or use the widget on the right-hand side of the website. Our YouTube channel is MMO Reporter Network, and remember to like our videos and subscribe to the GW Reporter playlist. And if you feel like it, wander around and see what other shows are on the network that you might enjoy.
You are a welcome guest.
Mm-hmm. Facebook is GW Reporter. Tumblr is gwreporter.tumblr.com.
So you can reach me on Twitter. My Twitter handle is clouded_chimera. You spell chimera CHIMERA.
Find me at Hunter's Insight.
I was not prepared.
Allona may be found at One Big Pair.
As in PEAR.
And Celeste at Selly Ookie.
CELEOOKIE.
Yeah, or you can visit us in-game. I'm onebigpair.1249.
In-game account is Clouded Chimera, all one word, 0.9670. Send me a mail, give me a whisper. I'm always willing to chat and help you out with whatever you need.
And I'm Sellyuki.5046.
Thanks to our fantastic chat room. You were busy and awesome and super cool tonight, so thanks a lot for coming out and recording with us. But most importantly, we hope to see you in game.
May the spirits of the wild watch over you.
Good hunting.
Keep your blade sharp and your powder dry.
Take care of yourself.
May the Six watch over you.
Until next time.
Why do people... I guess I talk about fast food a lot. Because
no, you don't.
Hashtag and Fessy are not the first people who have made fun of my fast food habits.
Oh, well, I'm certainly not going to judge. Since I just had a double quarter pounder with cheese. Oh, you got rats in your basement? Sure, I'll go kill the rats. Oh, I also broke all your barrels and stole everything out of them. Hope you don't mind.
Thanks for watching the video, everybody. Don't forget to check out all the other podcasts at MMOReporter.com or by clicking on any of the links here. And please check out our Patreon campaign at patreon.com/MMOReporter. Thanks, everyone, and see you in game.